Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Speak English with Confidence, the podcast where we learn English naturally, one step at a time. I am your host, Jessie. I am so happy you are here with me today. How is your week going? I hope you are doing well. Today, we have a very interesting topic. We are going to talk about habits. What is a habit? Let me spell that for you. H-A-B-I-T. A habit is something you do often. Usually, you do it without even thinking about it. For example, brushing your teeth in the morning is a habit. Drinking a cup of coffee after you wake up is a habit. Checking your phone when you are bored is also a habit. Some habits are good for us, like exercising or drinking water, but some habits are bad for us, like eating too much fast food or going to sleep very late. In this episode, we are going to learn how habits work. Then, I will give you 3 simple tips to build good habits and break bad ones. You will also learn some very useful English vocabulary along the way. Are you ready? Let's get started. To understand how to change a habit, we first need to understand how a habit works. Scientists say that every habit has 3 parts. They call this the habit loop. A loop is a circle that repeats over and over again. The 3 parts of the habit loop are the cue, the routine, and the reward. Let's look at the first part, the cue. A cue is a signal or a trigger. It tells your brain to start the habit. A cue can be a time of day, a place, or a feeling. For example, your alarm clock ringing at 7 a.m. is a cue. Feeling stressed at work is a cue. The second part is the routine. The routine is the action you take. It is the habit itself. So, if your alarm clock rings, that is the cue, your routine might be to get out of bed and walk to the kitchen. The third and final part is the reward. The reward is the good feeling you get after you do the routine. This is why your brain remembers the habit. If your routine is walking to the kitchen and making coffee, your reward is the delicious taste of the coffee and feeling awake. Let's review that with a bad habit. Cue, you feel stressed after work. Routine, you eat a large chocolate bar. Reward, you feel happy for a few minutes because sugar tastes good. Because you enjoy the reward, your brain wants to repeat this loop every time you feel stressed. Now that we know how habits work, how can we build new healthy habits? For example, maybe you want to practice English every day. Tip number 1 is use the 2-minute rule. Many people make a big mistake when they want to start a new habit. They try to do too much too fast. They say, I am going to study English for 2 hours every day. But 2 hours is a long time. After 3 days, they feel tired, they feel lazy, and they stop. Instead, make your new habit very, very easy. It should only take 2 minutes. Do not say, I will study English for 2 hours. Say, I will read 1 page of an English book, or I will listen to 2 minutes of a podcast. When a habit takes only 2 minutes, it is easy to start. Your brain does not feel scared of the work. Once you start reading for 2 minutes, you might decide to read for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but the goal is only 2 minutes. Start small. This is the secret to building a habit that lasts a long time. Tip number 2 is called habit stacking. Stacking means putting one thing on top of another thing. When you use habit stacking, you take a new habit and you put it on top of an old habit. Remember the cue we talked about earlier? Your old habit becomes the cue for your new habit. Let me give you a clear example. Let's say you already have a strong daily habit. You drink a cup of tea every morning. You do this every single day without thinking. Now you want to start a new habit, writing in a journal in English. You can stack them. You can say, after I make my morning tea, I will write 1 sentence in my English journal. Because you never forget to make your tea, you will not forget to write in your journal. They become connected. What is a habit you already do every day? Do you take a train to work? Do you walk your dog? Try to attach your new habit to your old routine. Finally, let's talk about tip number 3, breaking bad habits. Sometimes we want to stop doing something. Maybe you want to stop spending too much time on social media. It is very difficult to just stop a habit. If you tell your brain, do not look at your brain only thinks about your phone. Instead of stopping a habit, you should replace it. Replace means to take one thing away and put a different thing in its place. If your cue is feeling bored and your routine is looking at Instagram, change the routine. When you feel bored, choose a different action. For example, when you feel bored, drink a glass of water instead. Or when you feel bored, stand up and stretch for 1 minute. Change the routine, but keep the same cue. It takes time, but if you practice, you can replace your bad habits with good ones. Let's quickly review what we learned today. First, habits have 3 parts: a cue, a routine, and a reward. Second, start new habits with the 2-minute rule. Make them very easy. Third, use habit stacking. Connect a new habit to an old one. And finally, to break a bad habit, replace the routine with something healthy. Small steps can change your life. You do not need to be perfect, you just need to try a little bit every day. Thank you so much for listening to Step by Step English today. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who is also learning English. Have a wonderful week, keep practicing, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye!